Hey guys, Sandy here, and welcome to Follow Sketch February for Tuesday, February 13th. Today I'm going to be scrapbooking with this sketch, and the watermark says, whoops, hit the camera. The watermark says scrapbooksteals.com. I believe this is an older sketch, so this is what I'm going to do. I've pulled out some scraps of paper, some Gossamer Blue papers, some leftover die cuts from the Good Vibes. I did a cut file for a scribbly circle on my Cricut, and then I have these two photos that I'm going to cut down into 4x4, and it's just I'm going to be journaling about the light shining through the clouds on the rainy day. All right, let's see what I can do.
All right, so I peeled off my scribble circle that I cut out with my Cricut. Now, you might be thinking, girl, you could have taken a marker and drawn that, and I definitely could have, but I'm trying to use this Cricut a little bit more often, so I did the scribble circle. Now, the reason why I know, in our house in Maryland, I had two desks on two sides of a room, so two sides of the square, and I would take my rolly chair and roll from one desk to the other. So I had my Cricut and my sewing machine set up on the second desk, and I sewed and used my Cricut a lot. Now that I'm in this room, and I have my back to a wall and two sides, my left and right, have supplies, and the computer is across the room at my husband's desk. I think that's the reason why I don't really use it all that often. It's because I have to get up from where I'm sitting at and actually come over to the computer, load it up, and all that kind of good stuff. Now, I know how I want my dream room to be set up, but it is a dream room right now. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm flipping through the carousel paper pad because I want to mat this on something. I feel like it kind of gets lost in the pink. The pink gets lost, and that might be because I am scrapbooking a pink layout on top of a pink Fiskars grid mat, and it just might be that. I should have pulled out my little white palette thingy just to see, but no matter. I like it. I like this layout. I like the little pops that come through out of the back because it does have that darker blue color, and it's almost a gray blue, and it kind of matches the scribble circles. Okay, now I am using some Distress ink and chipped sapphire, and I'm just adding a little bit to the edge just because I like that little extra bit of definition between the background layer and the foreground. Now, I had placed these two photographs on very, very old specialty paper. It's kind of like a swirly pearl effect, and I went ahead and placed those separately so that they weren't touching. And I knew that I wanted to use this capture from this thicker set. And how I store my thickers, either letter thickers or these kind of thickers, all I do is trim that very, very edge of the plastic off of one side so that they slide in and out easily, and then I store them horizontally. It really works for me just because I don't have to remove adhesive or, worry about the flap adhesive giving out because I keep opening them up and sliding them out the smaller side. No, I just trim off that edge, flop it down in my little bin, and it lays on its side like that. And it really works for me. I was thinking about getting bags for my thickers and sliding them in that way. However, I didn't want to spend the money on the bags. I wanted to spend the money on the fun stuff. So I came up with this cutting off the little edge right there. Completely works. Now, when I first started doing that, I actually cut off the top label as well. So I never knew what the thicker's name was. And then I realized, oh, I have people that sometimes actually ask what the thicker's names are. And not because I'm using some sort of brand new fancy cutting edge product. It's probably because they've been in my stash for such a long time and nobody can remember ever seeing them before. But anyway, we got that going. So I have the title. I used some Amy Tangerine thickers with Moment, and I used my October Afternoon letter stickers for Every, so capture every moment. And I'm just using some Gossamer blue papers here, and some of them came in a Traveler's Notebook kit, and some of them came in some other kind of kit. I forget what kits they were selling when they were going out of business. But I really do like this paper here, this teal and this pink and this yellow. I'm not exactly sure what it is about it. It just really, really makes me happy. So I'm just layering it up over here, trying to figure out exactly how long I want it to be. And again, I use that highly, highly scientific yet proven method of denting the paper with your fingernail. Now, I could definitely use a pencil, but I don't want to have to erase. And if I just use my fingernail and I dent it and I cut it right in the dent, you don't even see it. There's no second step. When you use a pencil, sometimes you don't exactly get it right on the pencil line and you have to erase the pencil mark. And frankly, I've got a little bit of laziness going on, so don't need to do that. Now this is some paper on a roll from Martha Stewart, and I have had this in my stash for ages, and every couple of years I pull it out and use a little bit of it, and then it goes back on the shelf and I don't use anymore. I don't know why. It's not like I'm hoarding it for a special reason. It's not like it's oh my goodness, this paper is so beautiful and I just can't bear to use it. And it's not anything besides I forget about it. Maybe I should put that out on my desk so I see it all the time. But if you watched yesterday's video, you know that doesn't work because I have that overflowing bowl of bits. Anyway, now the blues don't match up exactly, but that's okay. They don't have to match up exactly. They're close enough. Now I'm pulling out these cork stickers. If you know me, you know I, for some reason, am attracted to the cork embellishments. I'm not exactly sure why. I've never thought of myself as a person that's like, oh yeah, cork. I like that stuff. But it seems that I get a lot of those cork embellishments. Now, I did not cut this out. I left it in. So my anti-static powder tool was kind of jammed up in there. The powder was compacted so tightly that no powder was coming out through the bristles. So what I did was opened it up, poked it with a poker, and that opened up the powder tool so the powder would come out through the bristles again. However, I made a mess. So the only thing I did was grab a Swiffer and Swiffered really quickly and got the powder up. And that powder really, really works. That cork piece is not sticky whatsoever. Now these little tickets came in the Good Vibes die cut pack, and I wasn't really sure what I was doing with them. My initial thought was they were just going to be lined up end to end and they would be one of these these horizontal paper layers, but that didn't work out. They just end up being a little bit of accents. So there we go. There's another little cork sticker used up, and I have tried to use that sticker up a few times, and I've always put it on the page and taken it back off. This time, it stays on the page. Hooray! So, if I'm babbling more than normal or not making a whole lot of sense, guys, I'm sorry. It is Sunday, and I went to work at 4 a.m. this morning, and I couldn't fall asleep last night until 11 p.m. because I was so hyped up and worried I was going to sleep through my alarm that went off at 3 a.m. So, dudes, I am tired. But I wanted to scrapbook a little bit, and it is the scrap party for the Secret Not Secret Club this weekend, and it's pretty awesome. They have a scrapbooking online party every month, and we do challenges and have a lot of fun and just talk to each other and get inspiration from each other and just have a grand old time. And this month, one of the challenges is to scraplift a member, and I'm that member, so yay! So I was so excited, I decided to come into the scrapbook room and scrapbook and get these couple of voiceovers complete and scheduled on YouTube. And then a nap might be in my future still. I'm just saying. I am kind of tired. Boy. Okay. What am I doing here? All right, layering up some die cuts. And these die cuts are the die cuts that actually share the collection, or are in the same collection as these cork stickers. So I think that is a We Are Memory Keepers collection, and I want to say that it is Hello Darling. I'll have it all listed out on my blog, so if you want to know any specifics, if I know the specifics, I play. If I know the specifics, I put them down on my blog. If I don't know the specifics, then I will tell you I don't know. Now, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. It's like, do I add another layer here? What do I do? What do I do? I decided to add another layer. And I'm using this paper that kind of has some triangles that are pointing in directions. And yes, because triangles do point. My goodness. And I did that so it would be a break between that floral pattern paper and the yellow dot paper. And I did that because even though it's a small amount of paper showing, that is a bold color and that is a bold pattern. And I felt like it needed that little bit of a break. Now here I am messing around with these tickets again, and I'm just trying to figure out which will be the right ones for these photos. Now these photos were taken on one of the roads near our house, and it's just a big old field, and the clouds were so low that day. It felt like you could just reach up and grab them. And there was this patch of light, this sunlight that was just shining through. And my photos don't do it justice, but if you've ever seen that, if you're ever driving and everything is really cloudy and gray, and then all of a sudden there's like that patch of sunlight that's peeking through the clouds, it's an amazing thing to see. And unfortunately, my photos don't capture that true moment, but it's in my mind's eye. So when I look at these photos, I can see the sunshine poking through. Now I used some of these pink pearls, and they came from a company called Want to Scrap, and I'm not sure if they're still around or what. I had ordered them from Joann.com forever ago. So now I'm just doing a little bit of journaling about what I just talked about with the light shining through the clouds and how amazing that is, because I scrapbook a lot of events, but I like to capture the feelings as well. I like to capture these kind of things where it's just a moment, which is pretty good considering I titled the thing Capture Every Moment. And then I'm just going to add the date up here by moment. And I think that, the date goes by capture, the road goes by moment. I think that that's going to wrap the layout up. I thought about adding some mist, and then I decided not to. I just felt like that might have been a little too much. And I just had to add a little bit more adhesive to there because it was kind of popping up. So that is going to do it for this layout. I am going to stop talking because I think I am rambling and not making a lick of sense. And I'm going to go join my co-Kit Club members and do some scrapbooking. Hope you guys... Oh, I did add mist. Look at that. I added mist. It was white mist. Really subtle. Okay. Now I'm going to go scrapbook with my fellow Kit Club members. Go ahead, give it a like it if you liked it. Leave me a comment if you have to say something or you want to say something. Oh, goodness. Words are failing. Bye, guys.